What's going on everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Nouman and today's analysis video is going to be about the League Cup semi-final between Chelsea versus Tottenham. So Chelsea started the game in the normal 4-3-3 formation, but the big change was the introduction of Giroud. The introduction of Giroud meant that Hazard was finally able to move to his preferred left wing position, and Chelsea shifted to 4-4-2 without possession, while Tottenham on the other hand lined up in the normal 4-4-2 diamond formation, and they also shifted to 3-5-2 or more like 3-4-1-2 in the second half. Chelsea started the game really well and looked in total control during the first half. Chelsea's game plan in this game was very similar to Manchester United's game plan, which they used very effectively against Spurs last week. I told you in my Manchester United Tottenham analysis video that Pochettino likes to play with high fullbacks. Let's first see an animation to understand Spurs' attacking approach. So with possession, Tottenham's front two, they usually occupy the half spaces, the spaces in between the centre back and a fullback. So this forces the opposition defense to get narrow, and as the defense gets narrow, spaces are created on the flanks for Spurs fullbacks. But at the same time, it also leaves Spurs exposed to quick transitions as the spaces are available behind their fullbacks. Manchester United tried to exploit those spaces through Rashford and Martial. Ole kept both Rashford and Martial high and wide, and as soon as United won the possession, they looked to find those wide players. And Chelsea did the same exact thing in this game. Look at the position of Ben Davies as Dyer loses possession. Pedro is staying high and wide in the spaces that is left by Davies. So as we can see here, Davies is out of his position. Jorginho gets the ball and quickly tries to find Pedro in the wide space. Look at the free space now for Pedro, as Ben Davies was caught out of position. So as we can see here again, spaces are available on both sides of the centre backs, because as I mentioned earlier, Spurs like to push both their fullbacks high to provide attacking width. So if you can win possession in your own half, you always have the chance to catch Spurs in transitions. Again, look at the position of Aurier as David Luiz wins possession. Aurier is out of his position, and Sarri kept both Pedro and Hazard high and wide behind the fullbacks. David Luiz finds Hazard in the space behind Aurier, and now Tottenham's defense is wide stretched, and gaps have opened up everywhere on transition. We have seen it so far in the Chelsea-Tottenham games that Pochettino often uses Dele Alli to man-mark Jorginho. In this game, Eriksen was given the job of man-marking Jorginho. But Chelsea used a different build-up approach which didn't involve Jorginho, and that's why Chelsea were able to deal with Jorginho's man-marking. So as we can see here, Eriksen is man-marking Jorginho very tightly. So when it came to build-up, Chelsea used the same build-up approach which they used very effectively against Manchester City. So as we can see here in this animation, the centre-backs usually spread wide, and Kepa tries to find the centre-back. The centre-back then tries to find Azpilicueta, and Pedro drops in his own half. And as Pedro drops deep, he pulls the opposition fullback out of his position to create space for N'Golo Kante. The centre-backs in this case are tightly marked, so Kepa directly tries to find Azpilicueta. Kepa to Azpilicueta, Pedro, as you can see here, is dropping in his own half, and as he drops deep, he pulls the opposition fullback out of his position. Pedro has pulled Ross out of his position, and now Kante is free to run in the space that Pedro just created for him. Eden Hazard's position under Sarri has been a topic of discussion since the start of this season. Hazard was shifted back to his left wing position in this game, and Giroud was used as a target man. Even though Giroud missed a number of goal-scoring chances, but having a target man on the pitch was very vital to free Hazard. When you have a target man, the centre-backs are focused on the target man, and that takes the attention away from Hazard and allows him to run freely in the spaces. Giroud is keeping the centre-backs busy, and thus the centre-backs are not moving out to cover Hazard, and Hazard is now moving freely in the spaces. Here again, Giroud's run takes the defender away from Hazard and allows him to get in space in front of the defenders. Hazard doesn't get normally the chance to get in these spaces when he plays as a false 9. Because the defenders have no one else to mark, so Hazard gets all the attention of the centre-backs. The score at halftime was 2-0 and Chelsea looked in total control. But Pochettino made a crucial change in the second half, which gave Spurs a great boost and a fighting chance. I mentioned at the start of the video that Chelsea were often able to hit Spurs on transitions because Spurs fullbacks usually play very high. Tottenham now shifting to back 3 with Eric Dyer dropping in the defensive line. This change allowed Rose and Aurier to push forward and play as wing-backs. This change also allowed Spurs to get the attacking win, but at the same time, they now have defensive cover. And Tottenham scored the all-important goal using that same attacking approach. Young Vertonghen plays a long ball behind Chelsea's line and Rudiger moves out to cover Danny Rose. Since Rudiger had moved wide to cover Rose, so Azpilicueta played as a temporary centre-back, and this is where things went wrong. See, Rudiger is at the right-back position and Azpilicueta is playing at the centre-back position. Everything up to this point is fine. As Spurs move away from Chelsea's goal box, Azpilicueta and Rudiger try to change their positions. This change gives Danny Rose the valuable time and space to play a deadly cross inside the box. Since Azpilicueta was at the centre-back position, so he couldn't close down Danny Rose in time, which allowed Rose to play a deadly cross in. Tottenham scored the goal and suddenly the momentum of the game shifted in Tottenham's favour. We all know that Sarri likes his team to defend with a high line, so Tottenham mostly looked to hit Chelsea on breaks. Gazzaniga has great distribution skills and he used it brilliantly yesterday. Here, Gazzaniga sees Emerson out of his position, so he plays a first-time pass for Eriksen in the space. Spurs hitting Chelsea on the break, Gazzaniga to Eriksen and Eriksen to Llorente. Just 2 passes and Fernando Llorente had a free chance at the goal. I still don't know why he tried to hit it at the first time when he had so much space and time to take the first touch. Here again, excellent distribution from Gazzaniga. Brilliant ball for Lucas Moura, who was clearly onside and had a clear 1v1 against Kepa. Spurs had 1 or 2 great chances to score the second goal, but they couldn't take their chances. And Chelsea on the other hand also had some great opportunities, but Giroud also couldn't finish. The score was 2-1 after 90 minutes and 2-2 on aggregate. Chelsea won the game on the shootout by 4-2. The first half was almost like a one-way traffic, but Pochettino's change proved very effective. Both the teams had chances to win the game and avoid the shootout, but their finishing let them down. Chelsea will now face the defending champions of this cup, Manchester City, on February 24, 2019. Thank you so much guys for watching the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.